Temborski, Orlando, Pena from Aggressive Realty. We're here today to talk about a couple of things that are going on. One, we're going to talk about interest rates. We're going to talk about what's going on in the general world today with the T-bill. We're going to talk about where it's going, what our predictions are, and where we see it going. Look forward to seeing you, look forward to talking to you. Remember, always at Aggressive Realty, you can call. Call to ask for me, leave a message if you just have a general question. If you have a question and I can help you, that's what we're there for. It's not always about the sale, it's about helping people. Orlando, what are you seeing today in today's market with your interest rates? How are you handling it with your customers?
Right now it's a little, we have to work out with the client because the interest right now is like a little high, like 8.25. So we have to be creative when we make any offer. You know, right now the prices is being adjusted, like it is not in the highs. You know, we adjusting the prices on the property.
A big deal, a big difference is that being pre-approved is the most important thing. When you end up getting, you remember, VICA score is done differently than it used to be. Your VICA score, you need a 640 today to buy a home. 620 with medical bills. Okay, when you get into that, that's only 50% of your credit. The other 50% is called debt service. Debt service is what your bills are, what your credit card bills are, what your car payment, what your new mortgage is going to be. You cannot go over 47%. That's pretty much the average number. Some banks will go a little different, maybe 48, some go 46. But basically, if you use 47% as your, that's the limit that they say your bill should be out of your income. So again, I've always said anybody could buy a house, not everybody could buy a home. Take your time, look for what you want, look for what you can do. Compromise is success. Right now, in the Hazleton market, in the whole MLS, meaning Wilkes-Barre, Plymouth, Chickasha, Dallas, the whole area, there's only 460-something houses on the market. The supply and demand is what's keeping prices up like they are. With the low supply that there is out there, the higher the demand. The higher the demand draws higher prices. We've been talking about escalation clauses. Explain what an escalation clause is.
Escalation clause is it is a document that when we submit an offer, for example, the offer is like $200,000. We write an addendum, what is called escalation clause, that if anybody can make an offer, we can go up to $220,000. If anyone can make an offer, we can go up to the high.
And that's usually in $1,000
increments.
So what you do is it's a document, it's called an escalation clause, that you fill out that says in $1,000 increments, meaning if Orlando bid on the house as a person and he comes in at 202, you had bid 200, but you had an escalation clause. Well, you go automatically to 203. Orlando can come back and go to 205. You can come back and you're automatically to 206. It's called an escalation clause. Been very popular for the last couple of years because the amount of people bidding on homes is unbelievable. You might have 3-4 bids. We had one yesterday where there were 5 bidders in a matter of 3 days on a home. Well, when you have 5 bidders on a home, I mean, you really got to be prepared. They're not going to call everybody. It used to be they'd call you and say, final and best offer by tomorrow at noon. You might as well do an escalation clause and say, I'm willing to go to the 220,
yes,
but my bid is 200. Let the system work its way, and that has to be with proof. It's not like, okay, it just happened. We'll have proof of what the other person bid, and we'll see where the bids went back and forth. So that's so important to talk about.
Also, I want to talk about what document is needed to get pre-approval. We work with different local lenders, great lenders. We have a direct communication with them. We can call them anytime and they're gonna answer. We will need the last 2 years of W-2 and income tax.
Yes.
We will need the 5 last pay stuff of your work. We will need the last 2 months of bank statement, and we will need bank accounts, exactly. We will need like your ID and Social Security. With these documents, we submit your pre-approval, and within like 24 hours, even though the same day, we can have an answer for you. We can give you the pre-approval, and from that on, we can start looking your property.
And we'll talk about that. That's a great point, Orlando. Yes. We don't ask for it ourselves. Yes. We stay out of that because of confidentiality, okay? We don't need to know what you have in your bank account. Yes. What we do is we supply it right to the bank or yes. to the loan company. What we do, the mortgager, we'll call him and give him your number yes. and let them get the information from you. Or as Orlando said, yep. be prepared, because that's what they're going to ask you. Yes. But we don't get it. We let it go directly yes. to them so that we don't see it.
Yeah, we don't see it. We just give them the information, what document is needed, and then we have the appointment together with the lender.
Right, and we step out. Yep. When everything is done within, as Orlando said, I've had pre-approvals done within 12 hours. They'll call us and say, XYZ is good for $210,000. That's the highest they can go. And again, I tell people consistently, and so do you, and I hear you say it all the time, just because you're approved for $210,000, don't spend $210,000. You need to spend what you can afford, okay? Just because you can spend that, don't forget that's a 30-year payment as a normal mortgage. Also, right now, interest rates. Interest rates can go from anywhere from right now, it goes off the 10-year T-bill. The 10-year T-bill dictates where the mortgage rates are going to be. So what happens is, as you see every day, they move decimal points. Right now, I believe it's about 434, plus the interest rates of the bank. So what you're seeing is, prime has a lot to do with it. And as Orlando said, you're looking at anything from 7.5 to 8.5 right now, depending on your credit. If your credit's good, then your credit's good. You get a better rate. Correct?
Totally. If you have a better credit, you're going to have less point on the lender fees. So we always recommend work with your credit, maintain your credit, always pay your account on time, and you will pay off at the end when you have your house.
And you know what? You cannot use, a lot of people go to, and I don't want to say the name, but they'll go to their phone and they punch in looking for their credit number, okay? They're not always true, exact or right, okay? There are 3 different companies. There's Equifax, there's 3 different companies that use your credit, and they cost average it. So you get one number, and a lot of times it's not the right number that you see on your phone. You got to go to either a banking institution or a great mortgage company. I don't like, and I'll say it, I don't like some of the Money Tree. I don't like some of these others, these commercial ones that you see on TV. What happens is they take your numbers, your information that you give them, and they put it out to 10 people. And what happens is when your FICO score is hit more than 3 times in a month, you lose points. So, and then when you're ready to close on that loan, which takes 45 days now to close, they end up, sometimes they hit it again. They want to make sure you didn't go out and buy anything else. So what happens is your credit score gets banged again. I've seen people, the last minute, lose a deal because either they went out, example, if you go to buy furniture and you see these deals, you get 2 years free interest, no interest, it still goes against your credit. So you're going out to buy furniture before the house closes. And guess what? You just hurt yourself because they check your score before you close. Now, if you were close, say you were at a 650, and you went out and bought $5,000 worth of furniture, which is very easy to do, you could lose points and lose the house based upon that.
We always recommend our clients before or during the process, when they are buying the property, don't even apply for any accounts after the property is being sold.
Right. All right. When you close, go do what you want to do. But at this point right now, take your time, know what you want to do, Find a good banking institution or a loan company. Allo Mortgage, love them. Go out there. I'm seeing some great things locally, FNCB, locally, Landmark, locally, you know, any bank has a program. You always want to try to go conventional, a lot less problems. Basically, that's what I have right now for in the interest rates part. What we got to do. Orlando?
On the interest rate, so we always tell our clients, what will your interest with your credit score? In that way, at the end, it will be pay off. When you have a low credit score, the lender will charge you what is called points. They charge you like 1 point, 2 points. So it makes a good difference when you buy a $200,000 property. If they charge you 1 point, you're talking about almost like $2,000 on fee extra if you have your credit score lower.
Right, major. Let's talk more about homes. Homes and commercial, we also do commercial lending. We also go out and we find commercial properties for people who want to go into business, warehousing, any type of small business. Interest rates on commercial right now is prime plus 2 on an average. Prime plus 2 is very, very hard. You're probably talking right around 9 right now. 9% is a lot of money. Do I see it coming down? I see it's going to be about 1.5 years, I think. You know, they keep saying, well, maybe in about 3/4 of a year, you're going to see the interest rates fall. I still think we're going to go up another quarter. Yes. I think it's going to be at least 1.5 years before we start seeing some reduction. Very important. What are you seeing in the commercial end?
In commercial, we see almost like between 9 and 10 interest rate right now in the commercial. If you have any property that is commercial or any residential, just give a call. We're going to help you from step 1 until the property is closed. Just give us a call. We have a lot of tools that we can help you. We just can take a look at the property, what is needed to be listed. So we always recommend to do some touches, you know, don't spend a lot of money, but you know, we use like some peeling paint, some GFIs before we even list it.
Right. One of the things that we'll do a lot of times is just don't forget, just because you bought a home and closed on a home, we're still with you. It could be 1 year later. You got a question, you got a problem, you got something going on that we can help you with? Yes. Call our office, and we're here to help you. 570-788-8500. We're going to look at, we'll be right back. We're going to talk about listings. We're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about how you take advantage of the market right now. Welcome back to the Aggressive Realty Show. I'm Ken Temborski. I'm the broker and owner of Aggressive Realty. This is Orlando Pena. Orlando Pena is probably one of the most experienced agents that we have. We have approximately 20 agents. All of them have the experience, the depth, and you don't only, one of the differences with Aggressive Realty is it's not only the agent you have, all our agents work together. When there is a problem or there's a situation, they're all in it to help each other. So it's not like somebody's better than anybody. When you deal with Aggressive Realty, you're dealing with several people, not just the one that you meet. I see most deals that go through. I'm involved in any problems that happen. Orlando is out there consistently. He's always helping every agent. We have some really great agents. As you see, we promote our agents. Our agents are known. Our agents are seen. Our agents are, you can call any one of them that you like to work with. We don't have, our best thing is to call the office. We have multiple people that are always in the office that answer the phone on a schedule.
Yes. Now, let's talk about listing. What do you think about listing?
Well, listing is very important. It's very important to get somebody that has some experience. Yes. And why is that? They have to do what's called CMAs. You want to take that over?
Yeah, CMA, what is called when somebody want to list a house, we just go to the property. We just do what, you know, we just take measure of the property. We see how many bedrooms, you know, the size of the property. We do what is called CMA, comparable market analysis. We just go back in our system. We look the property that is being sold in the last 12 months within like 3 or 4 mile radio. And then we're just going to look what is being sold, the comps.
And the comps are based upon the square footage.
Square foot, yeah.
So if we find 3 houses that are the same, and basically it's done as an appraisal. An appraisal is done very simply. It is what's sold in a 6-month period in a 1-mile radius. Now, if we cannot find 2 or 3 comps that match that, we can go out to 2 miles. We can go out to 3 miles. But right now, we look at it that way, and then what we do is we look at per square foot.
Yes.
You have a house that is 1,000 square foot, might be $100, $110 a square foot, gives us the thing. We do add-ons. We look at certain things. We look at hardwood floors, correct?
Yes.
Tile, updated kitchens, bathrooms. They're the hot numbers that sell a property.
Yep, absolutely. We always like when we talk about leasing, we always like call us the office. We always want to recommend what is good for the property to get the top dollar. If they need some peeling paint, some GSify, anything that is needed to be sold, we call us. We're gonna be there to recommend you what to do, and that way we can put it on the market.
A lot of people go out and they paint, okay? Yes, if it's really bad or you got some peeling paint,
Yep.
you should paint. But don't go out and spend a ton of money because you got to get that money back in your sale of your home. So some people go out and say, well, I'm going to paint this room a nice sage color. I'm going to paint this room a nice off-white. Well, the people buying the home might want to paint it a different color. So you go neutral with everything. You make it simple or let them paint. Correct?
Absolutely. We always what kind of color do you always recommend?
White, ceiling white.
White, neutral color.
Right. Also, one of the misconceptions is a lot of understand is municipalities all have requirements. And you know what? Let's talk about Hazleton. Hazleton has one of the best right now. They do an inspection. What has to happen is we have to have an inspection done with the city upon the sale of a home. I believe it's $75 now?
$75 per unit.
Per unit. And then also you got to do it early because if you don't, it's more as it goes because you're rushing them to get there. Yes. But they'll look for GFIs. GFIs have to be ground fault receptacles, interrupters they're called actually. But what they are is they're put 6 foot from all water sources, yes. Meaning bathroom, kitchen, laundry room. They also require a smoke detector in every bedroom and every floor, plus a carbon monoxide detector on each floor. You can now buy the combination units. The combination units are carbon monoxide and smoke detector, and they just have to be installed in every bedroom and every floor. It's mandatory. So it's really great that our city officials are looking at that, yeah. And they're saving a lot of people's lives. Yeah. There's the lady in charge is, I believe, Miss Panzarella.
Yes.
Who really does a good job. Yes. And you know what? She cares. I'll give you an example. We had one where there was a window involved, and it was a jealousy window. Yep. And what happens is that window has to be able to be opened in case there's a fire, and they got to get somebody out. So the example is you need to allow a fireman in with an air pack on his back to get through that window. And you know what? It's a great point.
Yep, it's a great point.
And you have to respect them for wanting that because we never look at the disaster. We look at what after the disaster. We're Monday morning quarterbacks. Yep. Where the city right now is being early. They're predicting the stuff. And you know what? With Chief Leschko, the mayor, Cassatt, they're all on top of this right now to make it work, which you got to give them credit because they're thinking ahead. We're not thinking behind.
Yeah, absolutely. That's for security purposes.
Yes.
They check the ground fault. The breaker box have to be a circuit breaker. So no, they're doing a great job. We work together with the city. The process is when the property is on the contract, we immediately submit the application with the city before 15 days. So they have 15 days period to do the application. It's $75. Mm-hmm. If they want to do a rush inspection, it's like $300. But we always recommend to submit the application as soon as the property is on the contract.
Yeah, and you know what? We have some people that can help with that. So it's not that you're caught and you got to, oh, I got to do this, or I can't do this, or you have a widow or somebody that's disabled. We also do it for you. We will do it. We will make sure we buy hundreds of GFIs. We buy hundreds of smoke detectors with the carbon monoxides already, and we will install them. We have a handyman who's great, Mr. Shatter.
Mr. Shatter, yes.
He does a great job. He comes in, he does the work, and he leaves. That's very important for us to stay on top of this. So when you list your home, as Orlando said, we do like to come out. It takes about 15 minutes. We take a look at it. We take a couple pictures. We write down the highlights of the example, the hardwood floors, the tile bathrooms, tile floors, granite, no granite. Some of the things that we can give you adjustments to raise that price. So when we get the CMA, we can add it to the price based upon what we see as condition of the home. Very important. So when you're listing your home, you should call us. It takes nothing for us to come out and say, hey, listen, I'd like to see, what my house is worth. I'm thinking of moving. I'm thinking of downsizing. Give us a call. I'm sorry, we lost some loved ones and we'd like to sell a house. We do all of that. We work with your attorney. We do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, also I want to talk about we are like bilingual in our agents. Some agents are bilingual in our office. So, if you have any barrier with the language, we have like a Spanish agent so that we can help you in the process.
We have 4 Spanish agents.
4 agents.
Orlando will come out with me or with one of the other agents, or Kayla or Anna, James. We have multiple people. So, you know what? We're there to make it work. In a divorce situation, okay, I send 2 agents. Usually a male and a female come out. And the reason for that is because I don't want one to be friends with the other and not be able to communicate. Both parties should know what's going on. Both parties should hear what's happening with the price of their house, the listing of their house, or the sale of their house. So we try to put the male with the male, the girl with the girl, so we have the same information. There's nothing worse than one person not knowing what's going on. So we kind of look ahead. We kind of look, what do you need to make this work?
Absolutely. Also, when we talk about the city have a program that is called waiver. If the property needs work, the city work with that kind of property that it is called waiver. You sign out a paper, what is called agreement of work, that you sign up with them that say that all of the repair have to be done in like 30 days, 2 months. And then you can do the repair, and after that, they come back and re-inspect the property, and they give you the certification of occupancy.
And that's really nice that they do that. I mean, that's going out of their way a little bit of the extra steps.
Exactly.
But that's to assure safety. That's to assure people are happy, and to be honest with you, that everybody is safe. Not only safety about you, but safety about your neighbors. Your neighbors, a fire is devastating. I've gone through 2 fires over my lifetime, and the 2 fires are devastating. One took out several houses, and one took out Lantern Lane, which was one of the biggest, with 4 occupants that lived above it. So it's very important that they're thinking ahead. A lot of credit to the mayor, Cassatt, for his hard work. Ms. Panzarella, Mr. Leshko, the fire chief, they do make it easy as long as you cooperate with them. But if you play hardball, ain't going to go nowhere.
Yes.
To end it up, we're going to finish it up today with just talking a little bit more about buying a home. You're looking to buy a home, we'll get you pre-approved. We'll get you out to an area that you're looking for. We'll talk to you about numbers. We'll give you ideas. And we're there with you the whole ride. Again, it takes 45 days to close normally because there's a search involved. There's other payoffs involved that have to happen. Orlando, I got to tell you, the office has been doing fantastic. You've been doing a great job. Paul has been doing a great job helping. We jump into, everybody jumps in. Amanda, I can go on. We have 20 agents. If you're comfortable with us, call us.
call us today. We help to help you. We are open like from Monday to Saturday,
9 to 5?
9 to 5. So call the office. One of our agents is gonna go there. We're gonna take a look. We're gonna give you advice from what is needed. Give us a call 570-788-8500.
We're open again 9 to 5 and on Saturdays from 9 to 1. Thank you.